My husband is cheating on me with an 18-year-old boy. I'm in my late 30s and he is in his early 40s. We have both been married for almost 10 years with no kids. Last year, he came out as bisexual, but not by choice. I caught him talking to men on Grindr. He swore he never physically cheated on me and was just exploring fantasies he never had the chance to explore. We went through a significant rough patch, but ultimately I decided to give him another chance. Several months ago, he asked if I would consider an open relationship to allow him to experiment with a man. I said that wasn't something I could ever be comfortable with, and if he needs to do this, then the only option is for us to separate. I have tried to be patient and understanding. He said that he didn't need it and I should forget he even asked. Since the Grindr incident, I have not fully trusted him, and I admit I looked at his phone without permission. To my horror, he has been texting an 18-year-old young man for well over a month. The messages are very intimate and my husband is overtly asking for more. I don't know if anything has happened in person yet. This is not a young man he met online, at work, or at a bar. That would still be horrifying to me, but at least slightly more acceptable. This is our close mutual friend's foster son who we have known for years. I was aware he was gay, but I never would have dreamed this would happen. He is a child to me and still is. I admit that at first, I was angry with the young man, but I understand he is young and vulnerable. It is my husband who is in the wrong. From the messages I saw, the young man was not encouraging any of this, and some of his responses to my husband seemed uncomfortable. I can't blame him. I have not yet spoken to my husband. I don't know what to say. He knows something is up because he is being overly considerate and attentive. I know I need to leave. I could never feel the same about him after this. To be very clear, this relationship is over. Over the next couple of days, I have spoken to the young man's foster parents and briefly to him. The situation is even more complicated and upsetting than I realized. My husband is entirely at fault. I presented my husband with one opportunity to admit what he had been doing, and he played it dumb. As he became increasingly aware that I knew something was going on, he tried to cover his tracks and made vague excuses. When I told him specifically what I knew, he tried to blame the young man for pursuing him due to him being unsure of his sexuality, which was sickening as well as untrue. When I confronted him with the messages, he realized I didn't believe the young man was the instigator. He then blamed his actions on depression and overconsumption of explicit content. I believe the latter is true, but it is certainly not an excuse. That's all I can say, and I don't imagine there will be anything more to add other than the divorce proceedings progressing as quickly and smoothly as possible. I'm trying to focus on the practical issues, but emotionally I am not doing well. I'm not looking forward to confronting that when the dust settles.